I didn't understand. I had never been in that state, I don't think. That when you like, girl, I don't know how I'm gonna pay my rent kind of moment. But I know her money was tight. So because she mentioned it. So, and I knew it must be something that's, really bothering her. It's a present moment. When your money is tight, it's a very ever-present problem. It's not something that you could go, oh, I'm fine, la-da-da. I don't know if I'm going to pay the rent, and bill collectors are calling me every day, but I'm good. No, it's a worry. So I felt that energy off of her, like, girl, oh my God, I can't this, I can't that. And my response to that was just, again, the same way her response was to my account was low. Like, oops, sorry to hear that. Get that straightened out, sis. What you gonna do? You got to get a job, sell your body. What you gonna do? But she has a family, and so do I, and we both know each other's family. So when you talk to a friend who has children and very responsible, loving parents, and they're going through a bind, you can kind of assume, I'm sure her mom's got her or her dad's got her. I'm sure, she has places that she can go to get her help. Or Boo, one of her men, okay? So, fast forward. She asked, so after we had our catch-up talk, and she's, again, really talking about her money situation, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take you out to eat. And we'll go out to eat and, and do our little catch-up. Like, I miss you. I haven't seen you. What's going on? We should get this. You know how sometimes you're trying to build with somebody for business or something like that. So I'm like, all right, girl, let's link. So we go out to eat. This is my treat, okay? Now, I don't even do that, to be honest. That's not really my thing. Not to say I wouldn't. Like, I'm not a cheapskate. But that's just not my thing to be like, girl, I'm going to take you out to dinner. That's not even something I normally say to friends. Any of my friends who's watching this, y'all can attest to that fact. Just something I never think to do. But I said, and again, I don't know how it came up. Like, maybe she was telling me she was missing this restaurant or something. But anyway, she said, yeah, I want some sushi. Maybe she brought it up. And I was like, oh, I'll treat you. Because I could tell whatever her money situation was, it was bothering her. So I was like, okay, so we go out to this restaurant. Now, this is her restaurant. She's been there before. She knows all about it. She's like, girl, it's good. Da, da, da. So I'm like, okay. I got my little credit card, whatever. Now, let me reiterate. I'm a mother at this time, a mother of 4. Yes, I'm working as a professional woman, but I did not have a lot of money, like not at all. But again, that's why I started out with the beginning, because we're going to come back to that. I was in the process of purchasing a home. So when you're purchasing a home, anybody that knows this knows your money may look tall in the bank, but that's because you're going to need that to get the house. So it's not like, and again, how tall is $15,000? I don't remember the exact amount, but So we go out to eat. We get to the restaurant. In my mind, I remember I'm a single, did I say single? Divorced mother of 4. Okay. So, even when you're a mother and you're a sole provider for your family, every dollar that you spend frivolously, you are aware that money could be spent on one of your children. It could be some shoes, a hat, some gloves, soccer lessons. It could, whatever. It could go to them. And they're the ones that came into this earth that are depending on you. So, yeah. So even taking someone out to dinner, it's like, but, again, I'm not, please don't get me wrong. I'm not tight. I'm not a cheapskate. Am I very much aware of my money and how I keep it and how I save it and how to, yes. But treating somebody to dinner is not a big deal, you know. But in this time of my life, it still was an expense that I had to be like, okay. So we get to this place, and this girl, she is like, what's your best sake? Remember, it's a Japanese restaurant. So I'm like, sushi? I can swing sushi. How much can sushi be? You know, so I'm like, okay, she want a sushi restaurant. She could get a spread. We still gonna clear about $50 for the bill. That's what I'm thinking. So I said, okay. She gets in and like, hi, you know, Hirohito, you know, nice to see you. What's your best sake tonight? You know, like she's ordering like I'm a dude, like I'm her date. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm a friend. You know, we are not, you know, not to make it crass that it's all about sex means dates, but a lot of people out here think that way. But in this case, I'm like, dang, I feel like, you know, I'm not courting you, sis. We two friends going out. You don't order the whole situation like that. You keep it conservative because we're both single moms with elementary age children in the house. So she orders, and I'm sitting here like, really? And I mean, I'm definitely the type that can speak up. I think, again, anyone who knows me, seeing me, if they're watching, will tell you, I don't mind. I can speak up for myself. I will check you. But in this, I'm also have class. My mother raised me. I'm like, I told this girl I'd treat her out. I'm a little taken aback that she's so extravagant with her ordering, but it's all good. It's all good. Go ahead, sis. Like I said, I got the car. I'm ready. Not that, you know, before I say too much about car, I'm not the one that goes and anything I charge on my credit card is paid off at the end of the month. So when I say I got the car, it's the same as debit card. I'm not a person that's spending money because I don't readily have it. If I'm spending it, it's in my account. So I'm like, all right. So we order. I remember the bill must have been something, let's say the bill was like $130, something like that. Where I remember being like, you know, good God, at that time in my life, I didn't even go treating myself. My little meals out were like $30 at the most for myself. So I remember, I could be wrong because this is quite some time ago now, but I remember I was like, well, okay. And I still kept my grace. This was a girl who we had already gotten to a point of a distance between us. So this little shenanigan of hers, I was like, poor thing. She's going through it right now. She must have been living kind of high before. And now that money is tight, it's like, oh, when your money's tight and you're like, man, if I could just go to your favorite restaurant. You can't do those things when you lost your job. And now you can't buy the latest shoes or jewelry or whatever the thing is. You can't do it. And sometimes you might be craving for it. I think she was having that moment. And as a friend who was doing okay at the time, I'm like, okay, I'll take you out. I understand that struggle. So okay. We went out and I'm like, but I'm done. I don't like how she did that. She has a tendency sometimes to do stuff like that. Sometimes you outgrow friends. Sometimes you've kind of gotten a little more polished to your life and your friends still acting gutter. And I just was like, this is it. After today, I'm glad we caught up. I'm going to go on back to my life, doing what I'm doing. She's going to go back to hers. That was what I was thinking. I may not say that to you, but trust and believe I'm making some evaluations in my mind. Like, yeah, I'm going back into my retreat, my silent corner. I was healing, remember, from a heartache. So fast forward like maybe a week or so, we still been kind of chit-chatting. Her situation at home was always dramatic. All her relationships were toxic, dramatic, fighting. This nigga did that kind of stuff. So she's calling me kind of like, I'm sick of him. And again, these are the reasons why I'm like, distance, because at a certain point in your life, you realize if every interaction you having with your man is, then you break up with him. So you can have some peace in your household. So you can come home and rest. Nobody has time for that. People do that in their 20s when they're young and dumb. And you get older. At this time, we were in our 30s. You get older, you start realizing, I don't have the time for that. So I don't even have, like I said, I was hearing a heartache. My heart was hurting over somebody I had broken up with. But I wasn't like, it broke up. It wasn't like I'm going to be like, no, you're going to be with me. Blah, blah. Why won't he call me? I'm not going to do all that drama. So, I'm getting these texts. I'm off work one day. I'm getting these texts. Hey, girl, I need you to call me real quick. Call me. And I'll never forget that what I thought was, she behaving like a crackhead. What is going on? I remember like, the persistence was very much like a drug addict's type behavior. I remember that, but nothing in me would ever have thought that she was on drugs. I'm not saying she is, even to this day, but I remember that being the energy because she was calling. Now, mind you, after the little sushi dinner, I was like, okay, let's go back to being distant. Hey girl, see you sometime. You know, we're the type of friends may call like, oh my God, Miss So-and-so died, our 7th grade teacher, or, you know, something like that. So, you know, we may connect over old school stuff or family stuff, or somebody died, or I ran into so-and-so, he asked me to call you, that. But not like calling me every day. We're in 2 different worlds. So when I got the text, I'm looking, back to sleep. Then it's another one. She's blowing up my phone, basically. By the time the evening rolls around, I have ignored it all day because I am not required to answer texts just because I have a phone that's right next to me. I'm not required to be available to every single human who has my cell phone number. So I'm chilling. I think it was a day off. I kind of remember it. It was a day off. So I'm home all day. I'm relaxing. I finally get up around 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm downstairs. That's how I am. I'll chill out all day long. Finally get up. And wherever these texts and calls, I've been getting texts and calls that have been ignored all day. Wherever these texts and calls, whatever it was, she managed to get me to answer. Or I answered out of, like, I can't take it anymore. And I don't hate this person. I'm not like shutting them out. It's just today was a me day. But girl, what's up? What's going on? Girl, you know this nigga is I mean, she's going off. I'm sick of him. Blah blah blah. I don't even understand because you know what I said. I told you when I put this check in my account that I told him I was gonna have to this and that, and he went and took it out. And she's giving details. It's almost like I'm saying it. Like I don't even know what she's saying. It's like, huh? Now we're the same age. I mean, close enough. And I remember feeling in these interactions that I was like more mature. I'm almost being like a mother. So I'm like, so what are you saying? Are you saying like you don't have the money to pay your rent? Like, what are you saying? And she's like, yeah, I'm just saying that, you know, blah, blah, blah. And we already did this the last time and blah, 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 blah. So the last, and I'm going to end here because there's going to have to be a part 2. The last thing that we get to a conclusion of is, she's like, will you write this check, put this deposit in my account? Now, again, please pay attention to how I started out this video. She did not know that, she would never have known that I had money in the thousands to give her, except she happened to call on the day that this money came out of my account. So she's saying, you know, yeah, give me, you know, can you put this money in my account. Let's say it's Wednesday. I'm going to get paid on Friday, and I could give you the money back. And somehow her dude was part of the problem of why her money was messed up, or why she had to pay this thing right there that day, because if she didn't pay it, they were going to put her out. So I'm in this lazy day, tired, not really totally getting it. And I'll be honest, I can't think of one friend. You can ask any friend of mine. We don't do money transactions like that. I don't let people borrow money. My friends don't even ask. But borrowing money between friends always ends up messy. Always. So I've had 1 or 2 times in my life that I've done that. And both times I didn't get paid back when I was supposed to. So this is totally like a no. I'm not doing it. And she was so persistent and annoying. It's almost like I was like, fine, just to shut her up. And the thing that kicked in for me was, this is one of my oldest friends. I'm friends with her family. I know her mother like my own mother. And if anything were to go wrong with this, her family wouldn't have it. You know, there would be no way that she could get away with taking my money. And never did I think she would anyway. So I'm stopping there, and I'll tell you the rest when I come back.